Today here, we had Tim Hasselbeck, and he expressed some hesitation over how Russell Wilson and Justin Fields could coexist in Pittsburgh this year under one circumstance. Listen.
I think that Russell Wilson needs to be your starter week one. I don't see an environment where Russell Wilson is the backup and it's good for your football team with Justin Fields as the starter. Both guys are there playing for their next contract. Yeah, they're playing for the Steelers, but they're really playing for their next contract. And I think that dynamic is going to be fascinating.
So there's no question it will be. Louis, quickly, let me start with you before we get to the information here. The idea that the transition from Russell Wilson to Justin, there's something about that to sort of make sense in your head. If Justin Fields wins this job in the preseason, before the season begins, do you think it makes sense to have Russell Wilson there as his backup?
Yeah, I think. Look, you need two quarterbacks because you never know when, a number two quarterback would need to play. And I think right now, I don't, quite honestly, look, I do disagree with Tim because I don't believe Pittsburgh really cares about right now really trying to, make sure that Russell Wilson is taken care of and made to feel as though this is his football team. As a matter of fact, I can tell you for sure they are not doing that. That this will be a competition. Yes, Mike Tomlin has used the terminology of Russ as the pole position, but I can tell you this, Arthur Smith, they are smitten, so to speak, with Justin Fields' potential and his just outright explosive ability to really play the quarterback position, not just throwing, but with his running ability. The best person will play. Would I bet that Russell Wilson starts the season as the starter? Yeah, I do believe that. But I don't think in any way, shape, or form they are concerned about whether or not he will disrupt the quarterback room or be bad for this organization overall, that being Russell Wilson, if he's not the starter. As a matter of fact, I could tell you they could not care less about that fact going into this season.
What do you think of this, Cross?
I've been thinking that if Justin Fields wins the job in the offseason, that the likely scenario is that Russell Wilson would be cut. And they can do that, right? They're paying him $1.2 million. It's guaranteed, but people take bigger hits than that on their budgets and on their cap all the time. I was looking at his contract the other day. It's interesting. Russell Wilson actually has a no-trade clause in his Steelers contract, which is bizarre at $1.2 million. I've never seen that before, but it gives him some say in it, right? Like if they get to the point and Fields is going to be the starter, Russell can say, trade me or cut me, and then he has some control over where he goes. So I think there's a lot of this story to be told. I don't think it's at all out of the question that Russell Wilson's not on the Steelers by the time the season starts.
Yeah, look.
Okay, so I want to talk about this, and I really want to open it up to all of you. I've done this before on a few videos, especially with like the Chicago Bears and stuff, and I really want to hear what your all opinion is on this, because I've shared my opinion at length, although some new information obviously keeps coming out day by day. But who do you think should actually start? Should it be Russell Wilson? Should it be Justin Fields? Like, what should the Steelers do? And if they start Justin Fields, do they keep Russell Wilson, or should they cut him, or try to talk to him to trade him, or vice versa, where they start Russell Wilson and what do they do with Fields? Because I personally keep hearing different information every single day. 1 minute I hear Russell Wilson is by far the starter, and that Justin Fields is just clearly not able to be on his level. And then you hear something like this where you're just like, oh, they're really excited about Justin Fields and they can't wait to try to get that going. And so it just seems like this is because of that confusion, because of that lack of clarity. That is what one of the benefits of letting go of Russell Wilson, or whoever, I guess. I mean, I guess in this situation, we'll just go along with Russell Wilson being the backup, and that it would make sense because, yes, on one side, you want to have two quarterbacks. One side, you want to be able to have Russell Wilson as your backup because Justin Fields can get injured, and if you actually have a good enough team, then Russell Wilson is going to be as good as it gets for a backup quarterback, of course. But also, every single time Justin Fields has a bad drive, a bad throw, I mean, no matter how small, no matter how big, there'll still be those whispers of, put Russ in, put Russ in. They drop 2 games in a row. Put Russ in, put Russ in. They lose 1 game. Put Russ in, put Russ in, right? And that becomes so messy. It's the same reason why the New England Patriots got rid of Cam Newton, because they were just like, he just can't be a backup quarterback. Anytime our quarterback in Mac Jones struggles, it's just going to be Cam. And you can't have that. It's just, it divides the locker room, it divides the fan base, it divides the front office, the coaching staff. People don't think about that a lot. There's a lot of times the coaching staff, maybe they don't agree with the head coach, right? Maybe the coaching staff says we want Russ to start, and the other group, a bunch of other coaches, want Fields to start. And then there's that divide of like, God, what are we doing? Well, I'm preparing my defense to do everything we can, and you keep putting in the wrong quarterback to start. It just gets messy, and it gets messy very quickly. And so that is the benefit of just cutting them loose. But if you have a lot of confidence and trust in your locker room and your coaching staff and the front office and all of that, then you can keep potentially like a Russell Wilson as a backup quarterback. But again, I keep hearing different things. One side I hear Russ is going to be the starter, and it's not even particularly close. And the next minute I hear Justin Fields. I think if Justin Fields, and I don't know how you would be able to know this, quite honestly, without actually seeing him play for a season, but if Justin Fields just blows everyone out of the water, and they're just like, oh my God, he is for real. The Chicago Bears just dropped the ball with him. They have no idea what they're doing over there. He is legit. Then yes, then I think you can effortlessly just get rid of Russell Wilson, get rid of that distraction, get rid of any of that nonsense, and then just go ahead and then just use whatever backup quarterback you have, whatever third stringer, or pick up someone, whatever needs to be done. It becomes less important, right? You don't elevate Caleb Williams or Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, and you don't think that much about who your backup quarterback is. But this situation has been such a front forward situation because it's like, which quarterback is going to play? Which quarterback gives you the best chance to win? And it seems like most people really don't know. They really don't. I think people are smitten and believe in the potential of Justin Fields, and they already know who Russell Wilson is. So that potential is always something that people get consumed by. Always. There's always that feeling of, yeah, but what if? What if we unlock this? What if we unlock this? Look at that moment. Look at that throw. Look at this. If we can harness that, we could be great. There's that feeling that Justin Fields could be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. No one has that feeling about Russell Wilson. I don't know if anyone has that feeling, quite honestly. So that's why there's like such this divide and confusion. And quite frankly, if the media is confused, if the fans are confused, if the coaches are confused, then the players will be confused. And if the players and the coaches are confused, that is not a recipe for success. So they have to get clarity right away. They have to. And as soon as they know what's going on, it does need to be established. It does need to be the rule of the law, because no team who has this like weird quarterback situation where they might do this, they might do that, someone may start week 5 and then a different person might start week 8. It just never goes well. I don't know any teams that have really successfully did that and actually made deep playoff runs, let alone win a Super Bowl. So I just think they got to figure something out sooner than later. And what that process looks like for them, I don't know. It's going to be interesting because I don't know if you can reach that conclusion just by preseason games. I just think it's disastrous to start a quarterback knowing that you're going to sit him or bench him later into the season. If that's what you think is going to happen, then just put the quarterback who you think is going to be the better starter in week 1. That's what you need to do, because otherwise you're setting your own team up to fail. It's like if you were in a relationship or if you were starting a job and you said, I know I'm going to get fired from this job or I'm going to quit this job, but I'm still just going to start it anyway. It's like, what? Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. And that's what everyone keeps trying to imply that the Steelers could do. And that's just bad management from my viewpoint. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? What should the Pittsburgh Steelers do with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.